Friends, it's here. We've reached a new AI milestone. You can now not only create amazing pictures with a text prompt, you can also now edit your creations with just a few words. Today, we're rewriting the rules of creativity with Flux.1 Kontext. In this video, we'll be dropping fascinating mythical creatures into your favorite photos. We'll give Hollywood's elite a much-needed Pixar makeover. And, because we can, we'll see how your favorite superhero looks in a tutu. Stay tuned for this and so much more. Now, I know what your brilliant mind is thinking. How can I get started with Flux Kontext? Can I finally ditch my expensive Photoshop subscription? And if I ask Flux to add more cowbell, will Christopher Walken appear? The creator of Flux is Black Forest Labs. And while the Flux Kontext model can be accessed from many different platforms, the easiest way to get started is to go to the playground area provided by Black Forest Labs. If you're already on the Black Forest Labs webpage, simply go to Products and then click on Playground, or just click the link in the description below. Let's start exploring this amazing new model using my ridiculously clever focus review system, which stands for Features, Output, Cost, Usability, and Speed. Features. Does Flux Kontext bring the right toys to the playground? Here we are in the Black Forest Labs playground. Before we dive in and get hands-on with Flux Kontext, I'm going to give you a quick overview of the interface. First of all, you'll notice that we have a lot of examples to browse through. With any of these examples, we can hover over and we can see the prompt down below. Feel free to click any of these to get a bigger view of the image. Regarding the prompt, you can see that this one is long and it gets cut off at the end. Feel free to click on the prompt and then you can see the full prompt, and you can also click copy, and then you can use that prompt for your own creations. Now I'd like to draw your attention to the bottom right side of the screen where you'll see an edit button, and you'll also see a little button with 3 dots. I'm going to first click on the button with the 3 dots, and you'll see that we have the options to fill or expand on this existing image. The fill function basically allows you to add something to the image, and the expand allows you to make this image bigger, and the AI model will intelligently fill in the extra detail. And if I click on the edit button, you'll see that we now have this image with a prompt box below it where we can basically tell Flux Kontext exactly how we want to manipulate this image. And like I said, we'll come back and dive deep into all the possibilities. Right now, let's finish a quick overview of the interface. On the left side of the screen, you'll see we have Image, History, and Favorites. If I click on Image, you'll see that we have the option to generate, edit, fill, or expand. Since we clicked on an image, we're currently in the edit mode. The generate and edit modes are very similar. What's different about the generate mode is you can generate new images, and you can also browse and select an existing image and then modify that image to create your new image, which is actually very similar to the edit mode. Before I show you the generate mode, I want to bring your attention to this little button down here with these 3 dots. If I click here, you'll see we get these different options. And I want to mention this now because this panel is the same for the generate mode. We have the option to choose our batch size. It defaults to 4, which will use your credits to go ahead and create 4 different images. In the interest of optimizing your credits, I recommend taking that down to 1. We have our safety tolerance slider, which defaults to 2. You'll notice that we have this little question mark. However, this really doesn't give us any extra information about this slider. According to the documentation, 0 is the highest level of safety tolerance and 6 is the least safety tolerance. So in theory, sliding this to 6 will be less restrictive on your prompts. Below that, we have a toggle for prompt upsampling. This is basically a prompt enhancer. With this toggle done, Flux will attempt to elaborate on your prompt to create a more aesthetically pleasing picture. For output format, we can choose between PNG and JPEG. I'll now click on the generate feature, and you can see that we can basically create an image from scratch, and we can also use an image as a reference, which is actually super similar to edit mode. We also can click right here to choose between the different models available. As far as Flux.1 Kontext goes, we just have the Pro and the Max models to choose from. Over on the left side, I'll now click on the Fill option, which will allow you to upload an image and then draw a lasso around a particular area of the image that you would like to modify. And then you can just describe how you would like that part of the image changed, or describe something completely new that you would like to put in place of what you just lassoed. And then we'll go to the left-hand side and click on Expand. Once you have your image selected, you can resize it however you would like. Then you see that we have this outer frame, which we can also move. We can also click down here on the aspect ratio specification, and we can modify the width and the height using these sliders. Once we're happy with these settings, we can also write in the prompt box exactly what we would like to fill in that space with, and then Flux will fill in that extra space accordingly. Next to that, we have the button with the 3 dots. I'm going to click there, and you'll see it's basically the same as what we saw in the generate and the edit areas. And you'll notice at the top we have the model specified. At this time, there's no other option. It's just Flux.1 Pro Expand. So it's not exactly the Flux.1 Kontext model. Instead, it's a model that specializes in the expansion of your images. Going back to the left side of our screen, you'll see that we have an area for history, which will allow you to browse through all of your creations. And then we also have an area for favorites, because you can simply click a heart icon to tag any of the images that you created as being one of your favorites, and then you would easily be able to get to all of your favorites by clicking right here. I've experimented with all of the options available, and I found that they all worked great, with the exception of 2. When editing or uploading an existing image to use for your new creation, Flux seems to ignore the aspect ratio setting and simply takes the aspect ratio of the image that you're using. Also, in my extensive testing, I tried the safety tolerance slider at different settings, and so far I have not been able to detect any difference that slider makes. For features, I'm giving Flux Kontext 4 stars. Friends, are you ready to dive in and get creative? If so, why not find a creative way to hit that like button? Output. When it comes to creations, does Flux Kontext deliver on the hype? I'm in the generate area of the playground. I'm going to click this icon right here to upload an image. I'm going to leverage this picture of a beautiful bikini model that I created in Design AI. And I have a prompt in my clipboard. I'm going to go ahead and click in the prompt box and paste that in. For our first set of tests, we're going to change the background and the environment that our bikini model is in. As you can see, I'm using a long prompt with a section for focal subject, overall setting, camera composition, unique details, and style and mood. If you're interested in using ChatGPT to create detailed prompts like this, make sure you grab my prompt expander, which is included in the video notes below. With that being said, let's go ahead and click this button right here to start the generation of our masterpiece. Well, here she is, just as we asked for in the prompt. She's modeling on a catwalk at a high-end fashion show. She looks amazing. And yes, she's still in her bikini. It appears that she basically just added a cape to the back of the bikini bottoms, I'm guessing. Let's try another. For our second example of changing the background and the environment, I'm putting our bikini model into a Rio Carnival parade at night. Now, one of the things we're looking for is the right lighting. Also, I'm specifying that she is in a jewel-encrusted costume with vibrant, oversized feathers. And let's see how this comes out. Let's go ahead and create. And here's our result. I would say that the lighting looks great. She does have feathers. She's still wearing her bikini, but it is a bedazzled bikini. Overall, she still looks amazing. And as much as I love to see her in her bikini, I really feel challenged to try to put her in some different clothes. So let's see if we can do that with our next example. All right, we're now going to put our bikini model in a lush and exotic jungle at sunset. And I'm asking that she be wearing a Lara Croft type hiking outfit. Let's go. Okay, she's in different clothes. Still pretty much a bikini top, but it's a khaki/army green colored bikini top. I'm going to say this qualifies as a Lara Croft type hiking outfit. And we have our beautiful, lush jungle with a waterfall in the background. Okay, we're now going to put our model on a concert stage under the stars with a roaring crowd below. And I'm asking that she be wearing an edgy rock and roll outfit of leather and lace. Let's see what we get. Okay, we definitely have our concert setting. I don't know if she's on stage. I feel like the audience might be facing the other direction. She does seem to be in a leather outfit, leather pants, and I guess it's a leather bikini top. Meanwhile, hanging on to her trademark bikini top style. We're now going to do some experimenting with this beautiful cinematic shot of Wonder Woman. And in the interest of trying something different, we're going to see what happens when we use a very short prompt. I'm saying a dramatic 1920s Art Deco style applied to the character and environment. And let's see what happens. And Flux Kontext delivered this shot with very dramatic lighting, which I think looks fantastic. In doing further research into Flux Kontext, I think that short prompt be more of the way to go, where we are just specifying exactly what we want to change. With that being said, let's see if we can put our gorgeous superhero into a ballerina outfit and tutu. Fantastic. She not only makes a beautiful superhero, but she also makes for a beautiful ballerina as well. Okay, so let's see what happens when we put Wonder Woman in a Lara Croft hiking outfit. Pretty good. I would call that a Lara Croft compression top hiking outfit, and it seems that there might be some sort of brown leather belt that she's wearing with this dark green top. Okay, what if we put her in sexy lingerie? Very nice. And it seems that whether she's in a bustier or a ballerina outfit, she's always ready to kick some butt. And what if we say a sexy bra? And there we go. Fantastic. Okay, how about wearing a tight, white, deep V-neck t-shirt that says top-rated AI? And there you go. The writing is small, but that's probably most appropriate for this deep V-neck shirt. Thank you, Wonder Woman, for your support. Okay, we're now going to explore Flux Kontext's ability to apply different styles to your images, or images of your favorite movie stars. Here I have Tom Cruise in the latest Mission Impossible, and we're going to see how this looks with a Salvador Dali style. Let's go. Fantastic. I don't think Tom Cruise would be happy with this image of himself, but I think Salvador Dali would be into it. Okay, now why don't we check out Andy Warhol's version of Mission Impossible? Well, there you go. Have you ever wondered what Tom Cruise would look like as a Simpson? Let's find out. Or how about 90s anime? Or one of my favorite styles, Pixar. I think this is my favorite style for Tom Cruise. If this truly is the end of the current version of Mission Impossible, I think they should start a Pixar version. Okay, I have one more idea for Mission Impossible that I want to try out. GTA style with the words Mission Implausible in GTA style lettering. Let's see what we get. Okay, pretty cool. I would not call that the GTA style lettering. However, as far as the characters, they are drawn with the heavy outlines and the heavy shadowing and that kind of vector art look that is traditional for GTA. Okay friends, it's time to try out edit mode. So go to the left side of your screen and click right there. I'm going to click right here to upload a picture. For edit mode, you can choose any picture from your history, or you can even choose someone else's creation from the examples section of the playground, which we were browsing through earlier. For our testing, I'm going to upload a picture that I created with Design AI. I'm going to paste in a prompt. Now in Design AI, I have this character stored as Grunge Dog. However, Flux does not know that's his name, so I'm just specifying the Dogman character is now casually sitting on a large chopper-style motorcycle with long handlebars. Scene still has neon signs and city lights in the background. Let's see what we get. Fantastic. This is exactly what I was looking for. And here I have an image that I created using Design AI's face swap feature to put my face on the iconic Aquaman movie poster. And I want to see if Flux Kontext can provide me with a modified close-up version of this movie poster. So I'm going to paste in a prompt, same character but much closer to the camera, providing a nice portrait shot. And it seems that Flux Kontext recognized Aquaman and prevented that creation from being processed. As you can see here, I received a content moderated result. Here's another creation from Design AI, which I've uploaded. And for the prompt, the giant monster is holding the gorgeous superhero woman in his hand. That's the goal. Let's see how it turns out. Well, that's not what we were shooting for. The superhero woman got much bigger, probably 3 or 4 times as big as she was originally, and it looks like he is just about to grab her. Let's try again. Okay, I've modified the prompt to say the giant monster is picking up the tiny superhero woman. Let's see if this gets us closer to him picking up the woman. Okay, well we have this one, which is no closer, and trying the exact same prompt again, we received this picture in which she is touching his belly, and I'm guessing he likes it because it appears that part of his body is lighting up. Okay, here we have another beautiful image created in Design AI of a warrior with a sword of fire. For the prompt, I'm saying a large, black, fierce, angry dragon approaching in the distance. And this is what we end up with. I was hoping that the dragon would be approaching the warrior as if they were in a confrontation. However, it seems that our dragon has stolen our warrior's sword and has completely taken over our picture. Okay, let's try this again. This time I'm specifying that the dragon gradually approaches the gorgeous female warrior. Let's see how this turns out. Much better. This is what I was looking for. Fantastic. I'm going to click right here to upload an image, and yet another beautiful image created with Design AI of this fierce female snow warrior. And since it seems that she is ready for battle, let's give her a monster to fight with. When you're in this fill mode and you've uploaded an image, your cursor will automatically turn to a lasso. So if you look at my cursor, you'll see a little lasso next to it. So what I can do is go ahead and draw out an area. I'm going to draw out this full area, pretty much almost half of the screen here. And for my prompt, I'm specifying an angry and fierce snow monster confronts warrior. And let's see how this turns out. Okay, it's not perfect. It does have some issues. But one of the things I notice is her left hand seems a little strange. The monster, he looks somewhat realistic, but not completely realistic. However, this was my first run in trying to create this monster. As with any AI tool, you may need to tweak your prompt and rerun a few times to get exactly what you're looking for. Let's now go to the expand tool by clicking right here. To test the expand tool, I think we should use this image in which we added this dragon, because I really would like to see what the rest of this dragon looks like. So now that we've selected this image, we can simply drag it and resize it as we need. I want more room at the top. So I'm going to make this image a little smaller, and then I'm going to drag it over here because I want to expand the top and the right side of this image. And for this test, I want to see how it does without me specifying anything for the prompt. I want to see if it can just detect how the rest of the scene should look. Let's see what we get. And here's our result, and I think it looks amazing. I'm very happy with the consistency of the environment and the way our dragon was filled out with his wings and all the detail. I think it looks really great. The ability to simply describe a change and have it magically carried out isn't just a feature, it's a paradigm shift, opening up a world of possibilities. For output, 5 stars. Friends, what deranged creations will you conjure up? Let me know in the comments below. Cost. Is Flux Kontext priced competitively? To view your current number of credits, you can go to My Account in the bottom left-hand corner, click that, and then you'll see the number of credits you have left. If you're interested in getting more credits, simply click there, and then click the Add Credits button, and you'll see right there that 1 credit equals 1 cent. Flux Kontext basically has 2 models, the Pro and the Max. The Pro is 4 credits, in other words, 4 cents each. The Max is 8 credits, which is equivalent to 8 cents each. Everything that I've shown you today was created with the Pro version of Flux Kontext. When you register to use Flux within the Black Forest Labs playground, you'll receive 200 credits for free. Unlike the subscription plans provided by most other AI platforms, with the Flux playground you can buy exactly what you need and no more. For cost, I'm giving Flux Kontext within the Black Forest Labs playground 5 stars. Usability. Is the Black Forest Labs playground user-friendly? In my extensive testing, I found the platform's interface very clean, simple, and easy to use. And the ability to further edit not only your own creations, but the creations of others is a big bonus. For usability, 5 stars. Speed. Does Flux Kontext keep up with the speed of your imagination? In the time it takes most people to order their favorite Starbucks drink, Flux has already generated a work of art. You're looking at about 10 seconds for most creations, about 20 seconds when you're using the Expand tool, and around 30 seconds when you're using the Fill tool. For speed, 5 stars. That brings my overall rating for Flux.1 Kontext to a dazzling 4.8 stars. Friends, don't just watch from the sidelines. Subscribe now so you never miss a chance to outsmart, outcreate, and outcharm the algorithms. And one more thing. Creating stunning images like the ones we've seen today is fun. But why not bring your creations to life? In my last video, I covered VO3's ability to transform simple text into fantastical adventures with gorgeous Egyptian pharaohs. I showed you how to create beautiful warriors and dark castles, and how to bring a stunning superhero to life in a rainy city. If you want to take your AI skills to the next level, click here right now. Until next time, stay creative, my friends.